Hi all, welcome to my new little vlog here. Right, before us I've got a beautiful pair of vintage trousers. Now this is my client's late grandfather's part of a suit, and my client has brought in quite a few of his late granddad's suit collection, and he wants to look fine and dandy again, and it's very sentimental. So I've been restoring some of his late granddad's suits by relining, redesigning, redoing things. Now on this pair, I think it's about 50, 60 years old, we've got a pair, well, it's covered with muff holes. I've actually fixed quite a few of them. Now, I'm going to show you a little thing how to correct these and try and remedy this problem. Now, you can actually send it off to some companies that will actually weave it back in. They'll cut a piece off and then take it apart and then actually weave it back in, but it's very, very expensive. And there's so many muff holes. I think there could be 8 muff holes in here. So that would have cost them a few £100 minimum, maybe £300. Anyway, I'm going to show you a very easy way that will just get it back. Can you see here? There's this muff hole there. You see the hole there? That's a muff hole. There's many of them all over the trousers. Now, I've fixed a few of them. I'm going to show you if I can find them again. If I can see them again, yeah, there's one there. There's one up here. You can barely see it. It's here. If I just go inside here now, I've actually, you can see I've fixed it. What I've done is I've taken a piece from the hem. See, you can barely see it. That's how it should be. This is the hem of one of the pair, one side of the trousers. Now that's the hem there. On the other side, I've actually cut off some of the hem. You can see I've cut it back down to 1 inch, and I took a strip off. It's about a 2-inch hem. It's about a 2-inch hem, so I've cut half of it off, and that's allowed me a strip here. See, I've got a strip there. And now what I'm going to do, you cut them up, and some people will overlock them. I don't. I use my old pinking shears, very vintage pinking shears, and that will stop the fraying edge. So I'll just cut a little piece off, and I don't need to overlock it. You see, a little tip for you there. See, there we have it. Now I've cut a piece from the hem, so that's what you should do. See, and sometimes if you've only got a little bit of the hem left, then you can actually just get some scrap fabric, because it's going to be hidden inside anyway, and then just stitch a hem back in, turn it back, stitch the width of the foot, and then turn it back, and then overlock it, and hand stitch it back in. That's what I do. So anyway, so I've got a piece there now, and I'll come back to where my muff hole is. So mark it. Let's see if I can find it for you now. I probably won't find it when I'm doing these videos. There it is. So there's a muff hole. Now, to find your muff holes, just circle, chalk. You can see here. I'm just going to bring this back out a little bit here for you. Yeah, just inspect your trousers or what garments you're doing, and just put a little circle around each muff hole, and that will just denote where each hole is. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go inside here. So you can see how big it's quite a big hole there. If I put my hand inside, you'll be able to see the hole more clearly on the video. So there we have it. You can see that hole there. See? My finger's poking through nearly. So I'll just turn this through to the wrong side here. And I'm going to work from the wrong side now. And there's my hole. So I've turned it to the wrong side now. Let's put a little chalk mark around it, so I know that's there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I've got my old donkey here. I'm going to put that on the donkey. In the trade we call it a donkey. So I'm going to put that there. And there's that there. Now, the little tricks of the trade, what we do. This is double-sided tape. It's glued. It's got adhesive on both sides. I'm not sure what the technical term they put this, but I call it a double-sided little tape, adhesive tape. So there we have that. And I'm going to cover that here, because it's going to melt anyway, over the hole. Then I'm going to place my, you can see my fabric I cut from the hem, which I put pink in shears to cut around it so it doesn't stop it from fraying. And then I'm going to just place it on top. Get my iron. So now we back here. So I'm going to get the iron. Remember, we placed a double-sided tape underneath, and we placed the fabric cut from the trouser hem on top. And now I'm going to just steam that. So that's going to secure now that fabric, because that fabric is going to stick to the double-sided glue tape underneath. So there we go. Just steam that and just dry press it now. These domestic irons are pretty good, this Russell Hobbs. I've got an actual industrial iron I'll be using soon again. But for this kind of work, it's fine. See, I'm dry pressing now. Now that's stuck in place now. Just leave it a few more seconds. That's stuck in place now. That is stuck in. So these are going to be dry cleaned anyway, so these won't be washed. And then what I do now is I'll just turn it back to the right side, which I'll do now. 1 second, and let me just get this out there. So turn this back to the right side here, and there we have that. See, you can see now, and that's actually, it's nearly as good as new again. Of course it won't be exact because there was a hole in it, but you cannot see the hole now. Okay, so now the hole has kind of been filled in from the back of the fabric itself, so you can barely see it. See, but tailors will leave this now, but I actually will put a little backstitch around this hole that was there, because I want to secure, even though the glue backing will hold it in place, this has got to go to the dry cleaners, or if you're washing them, you know, it may come off eventually. So backstitching on the top will actually secure this, and this won't come off. So I'm just going to go around I'm going to fell it. I'm going to do a little backstitch here, but I don't want the backstitch showing, so it's going to just go behind. So let me get my glasses here, because I'm doing very fine work. So I'm just going to go just do a little tiny backstitch here around this where the hole was originally. Just go behind where I left off here. Go right behind where that thread picked up there. You can't see it, and that's what we should be doing, trying to strive for. You can see, go right behind that. And I'm just going to do like a little rectangle or a little circle around where the hole was originally. You can see, tiny backstitch. So that will hold the fabric underneath you, and then the glue is holding it together. See, I'm doing tiny little backstitches. I'm just catching just behind where I've come. See, I've come back up, and I just barely will just go barely behind where I've just come up. So I don't want the stitches showing. Just go to the wrong side. And now that's actually caught the fabric, so that's actually will keep the fabric in position. Like 2 backstitches, and that's it. And there we have that. I found it. You see, it's so good now I couldn't even find it. So I'm going to just press all those fibres down now. Okay, so I'm just finishing off now. I'm just, if you got chalk, if you actually chalk marked it, okay, like pretend I've chalk marked it back here. Just get some water, and the water will get rid of that chalk anyway. You see, I'll just do that for you here, and then I'll just rub it out as well. And then I'll just get my iron on it. You can see, and there we have that, everyone. So there we go. You see that? That was where it was. So that's where the actual hole was. Can you see? It's really good. Nearly as good as new. So hopefully that tip there has helped you, everyone, how to make your moth holes disappear using this technique and method. So hopefully this has helped you all. So if you've got any moth holes, try this method and it should help you.